Alright, so I just I recorded like 1 minute in, and then I was like, shit, I didn't sync the footage yet, did I? So let's try this again. Let's go to the stadium mode, and let's do the Pokey Cup thing that I went ahead and promised real quick. So it says 50 to 55. You see there's 4 difficulties. We're only going to be doing the easy one because I kind of don't really feel like playing through it 3 times just to show you guys it once. That is my team unbeatable from when I was a kid. Why is Machamp's a rental, that's why. Because at that time I didn't have trading. Okay. Here, let me show you. It won't let me summarize? Okay, never mind. I was going to show you that the Jinx can't learn Dream Eater, but whatever. This is our silver team, so we're going to go ahead and go through with that. This is basically to give you an idea on how, in case you didn't know or whatever, how it would look if I were to do Gym Leader Castle. So, Gym Leader Castle differentiating from this is Pokey Cup and Prime Cup are like 8 rounds. Let me change that because I want to start with Hot Shot. Here's the team I'm going to go in with. Makes a lot of sense. Pokey Cup is 8 fights, as for Gym Leader Castle only has a maximum of about 4. Not everyone has 4, but a maximum of 4. I think like Falconer's 2 and Bugsy's 3 or something like that. Jasmine's all by herself. But, yeah, it varies. As for this one, can go on just a tiny bit longer because it's 8 opposed to 4. But it's all going to be super easy fights as well, so that's also kind of where it balances out. Now, if you can go through an entire fight without losing a single party member, you can get a bonus continue, meaning if you lose to someone, you basically get an extra life. So that's super cool and good, and as mentioned, we kind of had to beef up all of our guys because this game kind of cheats. That's more the reason of reluctancy, but I mean, when it cheats, just cheat back. So that's motto to live by. But yeah, no, I figured this would be a fun little idea just to show you guys how it is. I think it's super fucking cool to be like have this kind of stuff, and I really wish that we continued to get it Gen 5 onwards. Hopeful that it can at some point. As of point of recording, non-existent, so if Stars is already out, this is awkward, but I don't know, I haven't heard anything about it in a long time, so I'm going to say it's probably not out yet. It's January right now. But, yeah, no, we just knocked this guy out in 1 bit. But again, it's set to easy. But I just remember when I was doing the top 10 Johto Pokemon, I just picked all my favorites and I just went through it. And I remember it getting like a little bit tougher once you got to like the middle areas. But I was like, wow, I'm not even trying and I'm winning. But I guess in retrospect that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I was surprised because it's like Skarmory's not really good. Skarmory's killing things. Steelix is considered not really good in this game. Steelix is killing things. So it was a lot of like really weird. Lantern is not really good. Lantern is killing things. Like it was just kind of weird, but like it worked. And then I think I also had like Porygon and who else did I use? We can go ahead and put Lita, then Haunter, and who else does it have? Since it's only pick 3v3, I always try and play by type advantage. This is most of the reason that Strategize is how I play to begin with. In this case we need reinforcements, so I guess Hop-Tart is, I would say, stronger. 132 versus 131 with speed, fuck it. I don't care, it really doesn't matter. The point is Hot Shot and Sudowoodo Stone Sour aren't exactly going to be doing too good, and then it's a tie between them two. But yeah, no, this is the reason I play the way I do is because the stadium games were the things that I played as a kid. I didn't own red, blue, gold, silver, emerald. I got fire red when I was like, oh my gosh, what, 14, I think? So yeah, me and my brother made up pretend games to pretend like we could play those. So like I drew a map and I was like, yeah, pick one of these locations. Look, you ran into a wild Pokemon. Do you want to catch it? That kind of shit. Which basically all it was just, you know, beating them, and then it'd be like, yeah, it's on your team. And for every Pokemon you beat, you gained a level. So if I beat this Remoraid, then Lita would go up a level. That was kind of the little game we played, because we didn't have anything else. I mean, it worked. I don't really know what the point of the level is, so we were thinking about it. But yeah, that was that. Also, we didn't technically have Stadium 2 as a kid. I think... No, this is mine. I straight up bought this, but I want to say we just nicked it from our cousins because they weren't really playing it. They didn't really like Pokemon anymore. They didn't care about it, so we were just like, fine, we'll take it. And that was 2007. We just nicked it off of them. I don't know if they even noticed, but yeah, because I think my brother said like he took their copy of Banjo-Tooie as well. But that's now that he lives within like a 10-mile radius of them. So, I don't know. As you can see, we got 2 perfects. So that's 2 extra tries. It's on easy mode, so it's not so bad. But this is basically how it would go. I don't know. I'm curious to see because it is hard. I've never beaten. I know that's the thing. Is like I can't remember. Honest to God, I can't. Because I want to say I remember doing the fight against the final boss of this game, shall we say? Meaning, I'm pretty sure I locked R2 mode. Okay, so Stone Sour. Well, Pokeslow first, then Stone Sour, because ground can beat a lot of them. And then I see the Machop, which makes me think Hop-Tart. Do we want to do Hop-Tart? We could also do Lita. Lita would make a lot of sense too for backup. Yeah, see, it's a good thing Pokeslow doubles as a Psychic. So, oh yeah, and if you hit R and then hold R and push one of the buttons, you can bring up their summary. But because I know all their moves and stats, for the most part, we're good. So, Pokeslow can knock out everybody, period. Lita can knock out everybody but Machop, and then Stone Sour can knock out everybody but Machop and Phanpy. So that's the idea here. I can't believe I thought of Lita last. I can't believe I thought of Stone Sour first, really. What was I saying? Oh yeah, R2 mode. Like, I don't ever remember beating something like Prime. I remember beating, I want to say, all of Stadium 1. Because Stadium 1, I think, is a little bit easier because, remember how I was complaining about the moves? They don't do that in Stadium 1, which makes Stadium 2 that much more infuriating to me, because it's like, why would you make the sequel that much worse? That doesn't make any damn sense. But in Stadium, you could go from like a Gyarados having Surf in Pokecup to it having Hydro Pump in Gym Leader Castle to it having Bubble Beam in Prime Cup. So that's like different moves to accommodate the different levels and the different fights coming up. And I don't know why they were like, yep, now all of them are going to have Water Gun. So like that's the other thing that annoys me is I want to say if you pick a Typhlosion on here, Arcanine in particular. Arcanine has Flame Wheel. Growlithe has Fire Blast. So basically it makes them even in terms of their attacking power, because the one with the higher stats has the less powerful move, with the one with the lower stats has the more powerful move. It just doesn't make any damn sense, and I don't get it. I don't know why they chose to do it that way. But yeah, that's how it is, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't like it. One thing I think is kind of interesting, though, is technically considered, this in Japan is considered Pokemon Stadium 3 or Pokemon Stadium Gold and Silver. In America, we just got 1 and 2. Japan has an extra one, which was before Stadium 1. Yeah, because our Pokemon Stadium 1 is called Pokemon Stadium 2. Our Pokemon Stadium 2 is called Pokemon Stadium Gold and Silver. Then they just have Pokemon Stadium, which to me is kind of like almost like a beta. I have that, so I mean I could show that off, but it's all in Japanese, so I don't really understand it. A lot of it's the same. The main thing that stands out to me is like Nidoking has a totally different fanning animation, which I think is cool. I've been looking over little bits. I don't remember. I want to say I tried hooking up my Game Boy to it and it wouldn't work, so I don't think that is a possibility. But yeah, alright, this one's going to require a tiny bit of thinking here. We got 2 electrics. Well, here. Alright, so firstly, Sudowoodo can take out 4 of them because it has ground can beat both electrics and both poison types. Oh, right, there's 3 electrics. So there you go. Stone, and he's got low kick, meaning he can kill the Porygon too as well. And then we can go ahead and grab... oh, damn, it's a shame that both of them are weak to electric. Well, Slowbro's the bulkier of the two if I had to switch. But that's just it, I wouldn't have to switch. Alright, hold on. If they send out an electric type, I would switch over to someone to kill. So the Haunter is the thing I need to worry about, because that could outspeed and kill one of the two. This one's faster. I don't know what that Haunter has, but I'm sure it won't kill us, but just in case we can go Pokeslow. So that's the train of thought there. And then it's just who... I mean, I could grab both, since I'd need someone for backup, so we might as well just do that. But that's kind of the mindset that goes on, which is why once we get to Gym Leader Castle, it's going to be a little bit tougher, because I really have to sit down and think about what I'm doing before I do it, and that's why we're doing Pokeball. Also because I just didn't feel like playing through the other modes yet, because, again, I bought this specifically for the purpose of videos in mind, so now I'm able to take advantage of it and use it and stuff like that. He's got a good amount of health though, so it's going to take another 2 to get rid of me. 3 actually. I try and keep mine a little bit above 150 just so this way that would mean an extra Nightshade or Seismic Toss to kill them. That's a thing I've only just thought of recently, but I think it's a pretty good strategy. So usually I try and get it at 150, but if you can get it to like 151, that 1 hit point can make the difference between whether you live or die. If someone's spamming something like Seismic Toss, Dragon Rage, or any sort of fixed damage move. Yeah, it didn't do much like I anticipated. But I think... well, now it's going to do more. Yo, it's a good thing he got that Bitterberry. Thanks for the buff, homeboy. Alright, so since we know... I guess we can just go for another low kick, because that did about 60 damage. Oh, it's a level 55. Yeah, let's go for another low kick. I was going to do Rock Slide, but then it's like, well, we got to take advantage of this while we got the attack up before he tries to confuse us again. So I just wasn't sure if low kick was going to kill him or if I should gamble with Earthquake, but I figured the super effective would make all the difference, and that was what I wanted to go for. Sweet, this won't be anything. Man, that Bitterberry paid off, and that's exactly the reason why you should always make sure to do items. Because at first, I don't think I knew you could do items, and then I did, and I was like, wow, that makes a lot of a difference. But I'm pretty sure you can get other items, but I think maybe that depends on how far in the game you get. So maybe that's what it is I don't have all of the items because I need to play through the game. That's my theory. The other theory is that maybe it's because it's deposited into my box opposed to in my party. But even then, it's too little too late now. At least for PokeCup. I realized it just now. That I kind of made a mistake by registering my team for Gym Leader Castle, because of the ones that are level 52, that means all of them are going to be level 52. So in Gym Leader Castle, it's going to adjust to whoever's got the highest level. So if you bring one level 100 Mewtwo and a bunch of level 50s, they're all going to be level 100. So since everyone's a 75 now, I can at least use those. Alright, so how do we want to do this? We're going to need Stone Sour. I mean, Lita unfortunately isn't going to be doing too good against a Skiploom or a Quillfish, so I'm going to say Gygus. And then it's just backup. I'm just going to say probably Lita might be best anyway, just because tanky defense and all that, so whatever's thrown at us, it can probably counter, so I'm going to go with that. That's really the best idea I have. That was one that had me looking at it thinking, what do I do? What's the best way to do this? And I feel like Gen 1's a lot easier to figure out who you need to use better than Gen 2 is. I don't know why, but something about Gen 2 just makes it a little bit harder to strategize of who should I use. I don't think Attract was ever actually used on us at all in Silver. We got the TM, but we never used it. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's based off gender, and it's a status effect that is kind of like Confusion, where you don't see it up there, but it can still affect you. And I'm gonna just ride this out because I know he's not gonna really. Damn, it's gonna take a long time for it to be able to kill us. I'm gonna get paralyzed before I die. I mean, I could also just switch over to Gygus, which might not be the worst idea, because Body Slam won't hit and it won't be able to attract us, so I'm just gonna go with that rather than try and ride this out, because if it's just gonna keep spamming Body Slam, I'm just gonna skip right past that. The only thing I gotta worry about is maybe if it has Earthquake. Also, I wanted to point out the nicknames. Like, I noticed it with Flaffy. It was like a Flaffy, or it was like a Fly, or I don't know, it was gibberish, but the point is it had like a little joke to it where it was the second half of the name first and then the first name second. Like, that's kind of like the themes that inspired a lot of the basic nicknaming stuff me and my brother was doing before. Like, it'd be, instead of Chansey, it'd be like Chosey, or instead of Haunter, it'd be Hauntcho, or something like that, because it'd be his name in addition to that. And I just thought it was, I think there was like a hiker or something who did something like that at Stadium 1, but that was a lot of the influence. Now, unfortunately, Chansey's built incredibly special defensive, so we're not exactly going to be killing it with Dream Eater, so Low Kick will just have to do, and if it ends up switching back to Miltank, well, we at least have a little bit first before it, I could have gone with Rock Slide. That probably would have made a lot more sense. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, I do know why I didn't, because I was thinking fighting beats normal, not how much it'll actually do. But whatever, we got a second chance, I guess. We always would have had that second chance. The problem is, the first chance didn't pay off with any damage. That's what I expected right there. So gonna go back to the Miltank, though. No. Okay. Well, let's see how much this does anyway. Alright, so that comes down to, do we want to gamble with that? Oh yeah, you can also use the D-pad here, and it'll show you more in-depth, because I'm thinking on Gygus, but it's probably not the best idea if it uses something like Surf, and then I switch over to Gygus, and Gygus gets hit with it. Although, I'm going to gamble that whatever attack it hits me with, I'm going to survive. So I'm going to go with Earthquake. Hydro Pump, that's basically what I was expecting. Yep, alright, so I just barely survived. But this should be enough to kill it. And that's also why I figured grab Lita, was because I was thinking about that Chansey, and I was like, well, whatever I get, I want to make sure it can at least do something to that Chansey. And I was looking at Hop-Tart, and I was just like, well, Lita's really bulky, so it may not be in. I also looked at the Corsola. We're just going to have to take our chances and ride this out. And if it ends up being Lita killing the Chansey, screw it. Lita's killing the Chansey. It outsped us. We finally died to a Miltank, guys. It only took forever for a Miltank to kill us. Because I want to say we beat Whitney without losing anybody. Period.
I guess the question comes down to, will it switch right back out? There's a choice of either doing nothing or switching to a sleeping Pokemon. Yeah, that's a strange choice, but whatever, you dodge the Hypnosis, I guess. And since we know it can't really, hit Gygus, that's pretty nice and imperative to take advantage of. We go ahead and switch to Lita, let Lita do like a Body Slam, and I'll probably take the majority of Chansey out. Chansey thrives on the fact that it has huge health and nothing else, which is another strategy I try to remember. So if I ever get something with like a terrible defensive nature, and I can't rebreed it because of something like it's shiny or whatever, then I just go ahead and, buff up its health as much as I can, because that'll end up saving it. Lita's a boy, so I can't let it fall into the same trap as Attract. But if it can't do anything to Gygus, that's fucking phenomenal. They're both gonna attract me. Oh, damn. Alright, we're gonna try and ride this out, just a little. Just because Gygus isn't exactly in a good place to, try and fight this battle for me. It's trying to use Sing as well. Oh, this is ironic. Again, we're gonna try and ride it out and see what else it has. It has Attract, Sing, Icy Wind, and what? Because if it's relying on Icy Wind, again, it's gonna take a long time for it to be able to actually kill us. as nice as the speed downs are, once I switch over to Gaius, it's not really going to be even there. Like, I think you'll probably run out of icy winds before I die. That's kind of annoying, though. It's cool, dude. Take your time. I want to play the game. Finally, wins up. Kill it. I was really worried it was just not even land an attack because of the attract thing. Well, that's at least half. The problem is whether or not it has soft boiled. Usually it's a lot harder to fall asleep the second time. I've noticed that at least they'll be like, yeah, I fell asleep. Oh, it didn't work that time because it just woke up, so. I have to remember to speed some of this stuff up because I can't just stand sitting here doing nothing watching this happen, so if you're listening to Chipmunk, you're getting it.
Come on, knock it out. Get a critical. Or kill it. That's even better. Now, unfortunately, Stone Sour's dead, so we're not getting that perfect, but we're going to go ahead and switch out. Just since we know that it basically cannot do anything to Lita here. Or to Giygas. Because every time we switch to it, it just switches back. So that tells me that it has nothing on us. So I'm going to take that gamble. It's probably shooting for a track right now, and it's about to fail. And then all we know is it's got at least a track and body slam. If I were to guess, it might have rollout too. It just went straight for body slam that time. Maybe it knew. But if it knew, why would it do body slam? Yeah, it doesn't feel so good to be asleep now, does it? And of course, Dream Meter is going to be more and more accurate than Thunder, and Shadow Ball is not about to hit it, so let's go ahead and exact our revenge, shall we? Which I've noticed, I kind of have a huge thing for Dream Eater. Jinx used it, Giygas is using it, and in Ultra Moon, I was struggling for an extra team member, so I went ahead and just grabbed it. I grabbed a Jinx, and then, sure enough. The thing is, apparently, it learns Lovely Kiss at, like, level 25 or something as a Jinx, but Jinx doesn't evolve until level 30, meaning it's basically impossible to learn it leveling up, which is a stupid fucking design choice. Hello, wake the fuck up. So I basically had to go without Lovely Kiss for all of it, so I just made do with Fake Tears and Psychic, but I can tell you guys that because I'm going to say if Gen 7 ever happens, it's very unlikely that I'm probably going to end up using Jinx. I've thought about how I want to do it, and I'm not entirely sure all the way. Alright, so yet again, it looks like Stone Sour's best, and then Pokeslow is pretty good. Yeah, because yet again, Stone Sour can kill every single one, has a type advantage against all of them. He is the best thing right there. What else can we use? Yet again, I think I'm just going to slide with Lita on this one. I was thinking about Hop Tart, I was thinking about Hot Shot, but I was like, you know, now I'm kind of instantly regretting this considering I just grabbed a Grass type against a bunch of Fire types. I deliberately told myself not to do that, but I was busy looking more at the Persian and the Gligar. And even then, Gligar is flying. But I want to say as of this point, Gligar doesn't really have shit as far as flying type attacks. So, oh my, that's nice. What does that even mean? Oh, you took my Bitterberry. Yeah, Thief's a pretty good move for something like Stadium mode. Unfortunately, that's the best thing we got right now. Not the Bitterberry, but having to rely on Rock Slide to try and get this out. And that's gonna make a difference right there. But the question is whether or not anyone else, who else and how it all works out. Because he's gonna die to the next Rock Slide. Depends on what move he does next. And then who else he sends out. Slash. Okay, how much is this gonna do? Yeah, I didn't do shit. I mean, thankfully the whole resistance thing basically kind of canceled that out. But I'm thinking more along the lines of whoever he sends out next might end up doing a little bit of damage. Dude, I'm telling you, I never used to care about this fucking tree before, but now I am like its biggest fan. I'm not actually its biggest fan. I'm just quite the fan of rock trees. because Rock is actually a pretty good type. Shadow Ball. It's just it kind of sucked earlier because all the rocks were also ground. But like, a pure rock type's really good because it's not going to get knocked out in a single hit. And again, you can give it good special defense as we have demonstrated here. So, it's just the best thing. I mean, that's not going to kill me, mate. I think Ghost might be physical in this general. I keep forgetting, because it's such a fucking weirdo thing. I'm pretty sure it is physical considering. So that means that Screech actually did make a difference. But that means the Shadow Ball would be doing even less. Which also makes sense, because Persian's actually not all that great. Like, I feel kind of bad for it. I raised it and I was like, wow, you suck. And that's the other thing is, annoys me about like a lot of the Alolan forms is that it doesn't change the fact that there's still the same piece of shit Pokemon as before, because it's like, cool, Persian might be a dark type, but now it's just a shitty dark type. Or Raticate, it's like, cool, it went from being a shitty normal type to being a shitty dark type. That's all that changed. Also, I was confident that, you know, I was going to be able to kill it in that one turn. I don't know why it suddenly killed me, but whatever, we're fine, we can live without it. Although that Crunch could probably do, or you could do that too. That did a lot. Meaning if that did a lot, a Crunch probably would have one-shotted me. But I think it's at a critical hit, so probably not. It doesn't matter, it's dead. Houndour's one that it's like, you know, I think I want to go ahead and give it a good use on one of my teams one day. Houndour's one I don't really think about too much, but it's pretty good. I used it on my Darkness team, but I mean as like a playthrough for a team. I mean raising up one I think would be kind of fun. Playing through it like that. Like that was one I wanted to use for Gen 7, but apparently it was on Ultra Sun, and I was like, oh well, we'll just go without it. And it's kind of hard to find a good improvision for that. All the ones I found have been like, Snowboarder guy, you're a new trainer class. He's just Border. He's Border Patrol. Alright, so what do we got? Hit a gun. Stone Sour is looking like our best bet unless it sends out. I mean, I'm going to go with it because he's got 2/3 advantage. He can swipe out the entire left side. It's the Vaporeon and the Tentacruel we got to worry about. I'm going to say Gygas, because Gygas has half of them. Even though I know if I switch to him, it's probably not going to work all that well, and I'm probably going to regret it. Honest to God, I'm more worried about the water types than anything, so I'm going to side with Lita. That's going to be the way I do it, because I look at it like, if I switch to someone, Gygas probably will get knocked out if it's like a Hydro Pump, but if I switch to Lita, at least Lita resists it. And then Gygas, I guess, can just be backup in that case. Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping to see, something like that, so this way I could do something like this. Ice Punch. Go ahead. Bye. Sneasel's an interesting one that, like, he's cool, but also shit, but Weavile made him better, but he's still kind of shit, and that's mostly just in terms of defense. He's good for speed. He's good to get, like, one attack off, and that's about it. We're just going to go with Rock Slide, because I'm sure Low Kick's probably not going to do too much. Surf! That was unexpected. Yeah, he took it. It just depends on... Alright, that did about, I'm going to say 50 damage. How much is this going to do? That's not going to be enough to justify keeping him out there, so we're going to switch over to Lita now. Lita's going to take that Surf without a single problem, and then it depends on what it's got from there, which I wouldn't doubt that it probably has something like Flamethrower. Air Tar. I've always wondered why they didn't consider making the rest of the astrological sciences Pokemon, because I feel like that's an easy, obvious thing to do. Especially with something like Gemini, you could get really creative with. Strength, okay, that's pretty good. What else is there? Scorpio, that's an obvious one right there. And if you wanted to, you could also play with the fact of the elements that the signs have. So like you could have Aquarius be like a water and flying or something like that, because it's an air sign. I don't know the rest of the signs elements. I think Pisces is like fire or something like that. So you could have like 2 flaming fish. It'd be like Wishy-Washy but on fire. So there you go. That's 11 Pokemon. Plus my Fire Ants is 12. Plus my Clownfish is 13. Plus we got a Centaur, which is 14. Still haven't done that yet. Come on, Game Freak. Hire me. Send in them big bills. Alright, well this is the main thing. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I got a feeling it's probably got Ice Beam. I'm gonna try for Synthesis and hope whatever comes. Okay, good. I at least outspeed it. That's fine. Yeah, Wind Chill. That's about what I was expecting. Oh, Icy Wind? That's not shit then. See, that Vaporeon was the main thing I was worried about. I was like, whatever this is, whatever happens, that Vaporeon could kill me, because Vaporeon's not something to joke about.
Now it's faster than me, but I could still take another one. So if this doesn't kill it, we can do another like Synthesis or 2 and then finish it off. Oh, I didn't do too much at all. So let's give it a shot then. Just to try and hang tight then. How much is it doing exactly? 74 to 28. Just go ahead and cheat, use my phone real quick. If it will open. 74 minus 28 equals 46 damage. That's a little bit less than 50, so 46 is going to bring us down to about like 70 something, so another Synthesis should put us right back to full health. I don't care about speed down, so don't mind. Generally, I don't like having a healing move on. I did a lot more. I did like 50 something. I don't like healing moves on the slower Pokemon because you kind of gotta outpredict them and basically counter whatever their first attack is to justify it. And I feel like as a result, it's kind of just not as good. It used Bite because it realized this isn't working. Bite's doing even less than Icy Wind is. You can, that's how you can keep doing that, but then also reaching out to things like flinching. I did a lot more. See, the thing that occurred to me about using Razor Leaf for the Body Slam was the fact I've got Miracle Seed in addition. I don't know how much that's gonna boost it, but you count that and Stab, and hopefully Razor Leaf should be a little bit stronger than Body Slam. Because I kind of forgot I even had the Miracle Seed on the damn thing.
Sweet deal. We got it, at least. So you see how it picks up in difficulty, at least towards the end? But it's still doable. It's just like, right here, these ending ones are probably going to be closer to what I have to deal with. The difference is in Gym Leader Castle, I don't really have to worry about getting perfects, because if you lose, you lose. That's it. There's no continues. So, yeah. It's really Pokey and Prime that are things I worry about. As far as, I'm going to say no to Challenge Cup because that has absolutely no involvement, and obviously no to Little Cup because fuck Little Cup. But, I don't got a problem with showing off Gym Leader Castle, or at least attempting it. And I also had an idea that is, to pair up the, if yes, we pair up Gym Leader Castle with, what do you call it, the Coliseum stuff that I realized I need to get off my ass and do. For being a Psychic, you don't really have any Psychic types, but that basically clues to me that the rest of your guys do have Psychic moves. Alright? Yet again, Stone Sour's got the biggest type advantage against everyone except for Slowpoke, wow. Or Pokenza. Yeah, my own Slowpoke could be useful because at least it's got Ice Punch, which could counter not only the Growlithe, but the Natu as well. And then I guess by default that leaves either Lita or Gygas. Considering everyone seems to have Psychic attacks, I'm going to say Lita. So, sorry to Hop-Tart, who basically didn't get a single fight, but, you will. Hot Shot got one. Everybody got at least one except for Hop-Tart. Poor lad. Stone Sour's getting a lot more attention than I anticipated, but again, that just happened to be the way it worked out. He's kind of got huge type coverage. Watch me confuse it. I don't want to. Oh, right. Bitterberry. You go ahead, do your ellipses. Now what, bitch? Catch these rocks. Yeah. I feel bad about having to kill an Natu, but it was in my way. Alright, now this Clefable, I can see that being a problem for just about anyone. I'm not going to switch just yet, just in case, but I kind of have a feeling this thing is basically meant to be an irritants. Attract, that's not surprising. I don't think I've got any girls on me. I don't know if Pokeslow's is a girl or not. But this thing's not going to go down easily. I can pretty much tell that. Let me check to see if I have any girls. Nope, they're all guys. Good shit. Pretty sure Gygus and Hotshot are the only girls. Thunder Punch. Alright, so now we know that Pokeslow would be in danger for that one. Because I'm not gonna lie, I considered how Pokeslow could basically take whatever anyone dishes at him and be alright, but yeah. So it's got Attract, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch. That's a bad day for Lita. And if I already guessed, it probably has Fire Punch too. Even though the fact that Fire Punch would basically only really be good against... Well, I mean, it would be good against Bug and Ice as well. I was thinking about the crossovers between Fire and Ice. I find Ice is one of the best types because the coverage it has is, like, more than most. And the fact that it can kill dragons, I think, is monumentally more beneficial than what most things can do. But in fairness, Fire's really good too because it's got Grass, Bug, Steel, and Ice. So that's pretty good type coverage. Ground, I think, has the absolute most, with a grand total of 5, which has Electric, Rock, Steel, Poison. Electric, Rock, Steel, Poison. Yeah, Electric, Rock, Steel, Poison. And there's one other. Fire. There you go. That was it. So Ground is the absolute best as far as type coverage. Oh, it's Digging? I knew I should have used Earthquake. Like, I thought to myself, I was like, let's do that. Alright, so the question, it's only got one left, but sure, why not? Well, we can end on a perfect and then just let Slowbro kill it and finish this off for us. I love just the lack of ambition it's got. It's beautiful. And then them leftovers basically just undid all your work. Dragon Breath, that's unexpected. I've always thought of Dragon Breath as like a Gen 3 move because I never really saw it too much before then. So it's really trippy for me to see it in Gen 2. And that's, again, because I kind of didn't get Gen 2 until I was... Technically, I never played a Gen 2 game until I was like, what, maybe 18? 19? Hold on. When did we buy it? I think it was like 2013, so like 21, actually. Yeah, I don't know. I just always associate it with Altaria. There you go. That's it. That's basically how something like this would go, but half as long. So if you're a fan of that, if you're a fan of this kind of stuff, let me know, and we can go ahead and give Gym Leader Castle a go. And then we'll probably try and throw in the Coliseum bonuses with Mount Battle and or something like that. Unfortunately, I don't understand it, but this game doesn't have a Hall of Champions or Victory place or something like that, but Gen 1 Stadium 1 does, so it just kind of makes this little look at your champions thing kind of really fucking stupid and meaningless, because you no longer get little trophies of your Pokemon, but yeah, whatever. There you go. We got at least Pokeball cleared. I'll clear the rest on my own time. So, yeah. But that was just that little preview. And now, as a result, we can go do Great Ball. I'll see you guys later, though. It is JC4R.